Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2010. This is episode 4 and this is the Chinese Grand Prix. This is actually a post recording and I'll explain why that is once we've gone into the video. I qualified in 9th place for this race, so there's going to be a little bit of a new twist to this series. The fact that it's going to come out every Formula 1 weekend, and I'm going to round up the sports news, of that weekend, and mainly Formula 1 though. But here we are in China for race 4. We've got off to a good start. We've scored points in the first 3 races, and hopefully in this race we will score points as well. But there we are, qualified in 9th place. There's the setup. I'm just loading it now. The China setup, of course. Hopefully I'll go through it. There we go. A couple of clicks left and right. If you guys really want to still do setups on F1 2011, then you can go in, pause the video at that. Teammate, he qualified quite low down, I believe, in 11th. But Sebastian Vettel on pole, Mark Webber, Jenson Button, Lewis Hamilton, Massa, Alonso, Rosberg, Schumacher. There's us in 9th and Petrov in 10th. No real surprises down the order. Lucas de Grassi bringing up the rear. Starting on option tyres. And we're going to stop at about lap 4 to change it onto the primes. But here we go, going to the race.
Car to track, move it guys.
So Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. We have us there in 9th. And we've got Adrian Sutil there in 11th.
The boss wants another points finish out of you this weekend. Give it your best shot.
Lights out and away we go here in China. And we'll get off to a decent start here. Running behind Schumacher and Rosberg there. Petrov trying to come up alright, but we're staying on the outside as we come into turn 1. Oh, Schumacher trying to have a go at us there. But we're staying on the outside, and we're going to try and get Rosberg and Alonso on the inside. And we're up to 6th after turn 1. What a start for us in the Force India. We're right behind Felipe Massa now. Are we going to have a look into turn 3? And we break down. Oh, we actually clip Hamilton a little bit there, and yeah, we lose a bit of speed, and we can't take Massa out around the outside here. But hopefully we can stay nicely glued behind him for a few laps. But now that the crazy start of the Grand Prix has hopefully subsided, I'll let you guys watch it in the background and hopefully enjoy it. But what I'm going to be talking about today is the F1 weekend. It's literally just been the Bahrain Grand Prix, just finished watching it. But we'll start right on the Thursday. Fernando Alonso was ruled out with an injury and was replaced by Stoffel Van Dorn, McLaren's reserve driver. Alonso had rib injuries as a result of his crash in the Australian Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago, and making a good move on Massa there. Somehow we're up to 5th, I think we got Button at some point. But yeah, the qualifying format remained for the Bahrain Grand Prix because of an absolute joke with the decision-making process. They met up after the Australian Grand Prix. All the teams had agreed to go back to the 2015 format, and everybody agreed apart from the FIA president and Bernie Ecclestone. They wanted a different approach, and they put forward 2 proposals. I might have spoken about this in the last video, but we'll quickly go over that. One of them was to stick with Q1 and Q2 as the elimination style qualifying, and have Q3 like it was in 2015. Or the other idea was to stick with the current format. I think so, anyway. But they couldn't agree, so it stayed in place. and that was that. But Eccleston has come out with an interview with Eddie Jordan for Channel 4 this weekend, and we were talking about the letter that the drivers have put forward, calling the decision-making process obsolete and ill-structured. Very strong words from the drivers, and this was signed by Jenson Button, Alexander Wurz, and Sebastian Vettel. So, and Jenson Button, I don't know who I mentioned there, but yeah, very strongly worded. Eccleston responded, initially supporting the drivers, but now he's saying he's surprised the drivers can spell and write, and it was surprising, and they're a bit too big for the boots, basically, so, yeah, not very nice. Sorry about that minor interruption, guys. It's just me mum bringing in me tea there, but yeah, I was talking about Eccleston. Some very strong phrases were used by him, saying the drivers should mind their own business. It's not their decisions to make, and but I think he did agree that Formula 1 needed change, and there's going to be another meeting in the coming weeks about the qualifying, because they did have one on earlier today, and that was inconclusive as well. But let's get on to Bahrain Grand Prix in qualifying. It was an improvement on last week. Q1, the star of that was Pascal Wehrlein, getting up to 16th place, last man to be eliminated in the manner. Of course, that was a very good performance from them. Sergio Perez down in 18th, not very good for him. Force India were very, very disappointing this weekend. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Q2 was a little bit boring. Romain Grosjean got up to 9th in the Haas, so they're looking very, very good. I'll talk about that more in the rest of the video as well. And yeah, Q3 was entertaining, very entertaining. First runs, the Ferraris were very fast. Rosberg was on pole provisionally, but Vettel and Raikkonen was splitting the two Mercedes after Hamilton went off on his first flying lap, and yeah, it looked like Rosberg was going to get it, but then Lewis Hamilton came out for a second run, absolutely aced the lap, and got a lap record for Bahrain. It's the first time that the V6 engines have actually gone faster than the V10s over a single lap, so that was interesting. So that was quali. Lewis Hamilton had pole, Rosberg second, Vettel third, Raikkonen fourth, Ricciardo was fifth, I believe, and we had, who else? Who was in sixth? I think it was Bottas, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Bottas, Massa, and then who was in eighth? Hulkenberg was in eighth in the Force India. But then going on to the race, lap one, well, before lap one even started, Sebastian Vettel retired with an engine failure, so he was out, one of the main contenders. Out. Hamilton was investigated for the pole, by the way, for reversing in the pit lane, but he was handed a reprimand, so kept the pole. Rosberg had a very slow getaway on the formation lap, so we were thinking there may be a problem there as well, possibly similar to Singapore a couple of years ago. But yeah, before the race even started, there was already drama. Julian Palmer retired as well, so we had 20 cars starting, one from the pit lane, so 19 on the grid, and it was craziness. Lights out, away we went, and yeah, Lewis Hamilton got off to a bit of a slow start, Rosberg a good start. Valtteri Bottas was off to a fabulous start though. He overtook Raikkonen and was coming down the inside of Hamilton, just outbraked himself really, and sort of slid into the corner, bashed into Hamilton. Hamilton has damage, he spins round, loses a number of places, is down to about 9th or 10th after the first corner. Rosberg is away easily by this point. Massa into second, Bottas third, he got away with it slightly, and I think we had Grosjean and Gutierrez quite high up the field as well. Raikkonen got off to quite a sluggish start as well, but yeah, it was quite an entertaining race. You know, we had a lot of different strategies going on. Hamilton trialled the medium tyre halfway through to try and go one less stop, but his fight back was really, really good to watch. Toto Wolff said after the race that the Mercedes car was in quite a state afterwards, so it was very impressive what Hamilton did to get back up to third by the end of the race. Rosberg actually did eventually win, and yeah, well, it wasn't vintage stuff from Rosberg. It was just very, very easy, plain sailing day for him. But Raikkonen was interesting. He finished in second. He recovered well, and second place for Raikkonen. He could be on the way back. But, you know, Bahrain is a very good track for him, as well as Spa, so I expect to see him doing well there. But hopefully Raikkonen can actually, you know, give Vettel a good run this year. I don't think he'll be a title contender, but if he can pick up a win or two throughout the season, it'll be nice to see. But Hamilton's fight back possibly makes him one of the drivers of the day, certainly. You know, and if it wasn't for the first corner collision with Valtteri Bottas, I think we would have had a really thrilling Grand Prix with Hamilton and Rosberg fighting it out, because Hamilton still had the pace despite having a wounded car, so that would have been nice. Maybe a duel in the desert V2, throw back to 2014 there. Romain Grosjean, I was talking about the Haas team before. Romain Grosjean finished 5th for them, so one up from last week, where he finished in 6th in Australia. Absolutely brilliant. The Haas team are looking very impressive so far. Don't want to overhype them too much, but Grosjean, very impressive driver. He's always been one of my favourites. He's always had speed, and I believe he will be getting the Ferrari seat in 2017 if he keeps this up and Raikkonen does decide to retire. But yeah, absolutely superb. He was pulling some great moves. He went on a slightly different strategy. He went super soft, super soft, super soft, and then soft. So very good strategy from the Haas team. The pit stops were a bit questionable, and maybe he would have been closer to Ricciardo towards the end if he had. I think Ricciardo finished 4th anyway. Can't exactly remember. I mean, I easily get it up on the computer now. Just see where that happened. Hold on a second.
and help counter the damage to the front wing.
Try and get the results up. There's the results. Yeah, it was Daniel Ricciardo in 4th. Romain Grosjean in 5th. A quiet day from Max Verstappen. He was in 6th. Kvyat 7th. Massa and Bottas will be very disappointed with 8th and 9th. And Stoffel Van Dorn, the rookie, standing in for Fernando Alonso, finished in 10th place. But I think he's been a little bit overhyped, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, the commentators were raving about him. You know, Steve Jones was very happy with him on Channel 4, and I expect Sky were really, really going over the top about him. But he was impressive, don't get us wrong, but you know, he's in a McLaren at the end of the day. 10th place should be what they're aiming for. Jenson Button seems to think they had very good pace this weekend and should have been aiming for Q3. Button unfortunately retired halfway through, so we couldn't see how he would have done. But yeah, Van Dorn definitely one for the future, but you know, it's only been one race. Kevin Magnussen finished 2nd on his Australian Grand Prix debut, and you know, look what's happened to him. He's lagging at the back with Renault at the moment. I'm not saying he's a bad driver, he's a very good driver, but you know, try not to overhype him. Let him settle into Formula 1, Van Dorn. He might be back next season, you don't know. Whether Jenson Button hangs up his racing gloves or not, I don't know. But yeah, Force India, very, very disappointing this weekend, finishing in what was it, 15th and 16th. Hulkenberg down in 15th, and then Perez down in 16th. Very poor from them this week. They only beat Rio Haryanto, but to be fair with them, they both had first lap incidents, and that probably was a contributing factor to it. So yeah, that was the Bahrain Grand Prix. The way the championship stands then is, hold on, let's have a look. Nico Rosberg is top with 50 points, Hamilton in 2nd, 33, Ricciardo in 3rd, Raikkonen 4th, Grosjean in 5th. If he finishes 5th at the end of the season, that would be a phenomenal achievement. Everybody scoring up to 13th place, Van Dorn. We'll look at the constructors. Mercedes by far and away dominating. They're 50 points ahead of Ferrari already, so they could sit out and Ferrari get 1-2 and they'd still be behind Mercedes. So that's interesting. Red Bull in third at the moment, Williams fourth, Haas in fifth, so hopefully they'll do well this season. Haas, McLaren getting off the mark with a point this weekend. But yeah, we go on to China now in the race calendar. A couple of weeks away from now, and that's going to be an interesting Grand Prix. Rosberg's usually good around there, but Hamilton is as well, so hopefully Hamilton can get his first win of the season. It's 5 in a row for Rosberg now, so you know, it's very interesting indeed. And then it's Russia after that, much earlier in the season than it usually is, but you know, we'll see how that one goes. We are going to come up to a bit of lag on the video right now. You'll see it just like in episode 3, but it stops just about here, and I've had to split the recording slightly and just keep going with that, so sorry about that minor interruption with the actual footage. But cricket is the next sport I'm going to go on to, so if you're interested in Formula 1, not interested in any other sport, then you might want to click off now, but I will be talking about snooker and football before the end of the video, so that's that. But literally about half an hour ago, the West Indies won the World 2020 against England in the final. They needed about 46 off 19 or something like that.
It needs to be soon.
Pardon me. They needed about 46 off 19 or something stupid, and I was thinking, yeah, England are going to win. I was keeping up to date with it on my phone and with a friend who was Snapchatting us at the time. But yeah, the Windies won after 4 sixes in the final over, and they need 19 off 6. And yeah, Brathwaite, don't know his first name, but he hit 4 sixes in 4 balls, and yeah, Windies are the first team to win the World 2020 twice, and the women also won the World 2020, so they've done the double. On to snooker. Ding Junhui is out of the top 16, so he's going to have to qualify for the World Championship next week in Ponds Gorge in Sheffield, and that's more lag there on the video. So that's going to be very interesting. 3 matches you have to win in qualifying to qualify for the Crucible, and there's some big names in there. You've got Ding Junhui, of course. You've got Mark Davis down there, Ken Doherty, Luca Brissell. A lot of top players down there, and it's going to be one hell of a fight to get to the Crucible, which starts 2 weeks yesterday, so it'll be 2 weeks on, well, a week on Saturday coming up. So that's it. I will maybe do a big preview of the World Championships in the coming weeks. But the China Open finished today. Ricky Walden reaching a 2nd consecutive final, 3-1 up at the mid-session interval, went on to lose 10-4, so very disappointing against Judd Trump. So China Open winner Judd Trump, and that's pretty much the snooker roundup for you. But football, Leicester City won again today, 1-0 against Southampton. They are now 7 points clear of 2nd place Tottenham, and I think Arsenal are 4 points further back, so they're 11 down. And it's looking quite tasty for Leicester. I think if they win 4 of the final 6 games, they're guaranteed to win the title no matter what. You know, Arsenal have a game in hand, so they can get within 8, which will be interesting. Now, I fancy Arsenal to win a good proportion of their final games, but it's too little too late really. Gonna have to wait till next year. Man City in 4th on 54, they have a game in hand as well. Man United 5th on 53, and West Ham 6th on 51. So that's interesting. Southampton and Stoke are still technically in the race for a top 4 finish, as are Liverpool, who have 2 games in hand curiously, on most of the rest. Same with Everton. But relegation battle Sunderland on 27, they're now 4 points adrift of Norwich in 17th. So fancy Sunderland to stay up, but they've had 4 consecutive draws. If they can turn those draws into wins, they will stay up. Newcastle in 19th, looking doomed. They're 6 points adrift. Game in hand though, but they haven't won in 7. And Aston Villa definitely down. 15 points adrift with 6 games to go. They could be relegated in the next game. So that's pretty much going to round up what's happening. A quick update on my channel. I've purchased an Elgato, so that means I'm going to be able to record PS4 games. So Hitman will be coming in the next few weeks, hopefully, with episode 2 coming out on April the 26th. I want to get up to date with that, ready for the new episode. F1 2015 could be making an appearance on the channel later on, if you're interested in that. A Hulkenberg career mode, depending on if we get any announcements on F1 2016 and when that's coming out. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like down below if you did. You don't have to, of course, but it means a lot for me and for the channel. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.
Nice drive! You took 4 points. Congratulations. Well done.